The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and the Lakers are not looking good. Mario, our Lakers might be in trouble. But
No,
I like what you said.
we've
Mario,
been saying
Lakers in 5.
we've been saying Lakers in 5, and you
Lakers in
can't
5.
win in 5 without losing 1. So
Amen.
I still have hope for my 12 to 1 bet with Ryan that the Lakers win in exactly 5 games. But, looking at the stats, I mean, Luka had 37, and we lost by 22.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty. Jaden McDaniels showed us who's boss.
Nas
Anthony Edwards is a superstar, and Nas Reed, might be him. There was a
That's
Nas Reed flag in WrestleMania. That's how impactful Nas Reed is.
Take that as real.
I was unaware of the movement.
So I want to talk about kind of all the series and what we're seeing in the playoffs so far. But first, we have to talk about our Lakers. Mario, what did you see or not see from this team that either worries or I guess might not worry you?
I mean, nothing really worries me yet. If we continue to play like how we did in game 1, then I'll be worried.
And by we, do you mean LeBron?
I mean the entire team
Playing the
besides
worst
Luka.
playoff game.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
literally.
LeBron was terrible. I mean, AR had points, but they were kind of just like when Dak Prescott gets yards at the end of a game. It's kind of what AR did with his points. Like we were just down 20, and he cut the lead to 12.
Yeah,
Chris
AR was
Paul
like,
for 3.
AR was like 1 for 9 at one point.
No, I mean
LeBron played 36 minutes, ended with 19, 5, and 3. When's the
gotta
last
be
time
one-
you've seen
it's
a
gotta be his worst playoff
36
game.
minute,
Yeah, I mean, he might as well have
36
not
minutes
been
of LeBron ending in 19, 5, and 3?
Yeah, I think the whole team was off. We couldn't get anything going. Defensively, we're a mess.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves are a big team, especially with Nas Reed.
And they didn't even play
Rudy
Jackson
Gobert.
Hayes.
No, I know.
Action.
Played 8 minutes.
I know. With Hayes not on the floor, then you have Gobert, Nas, and Jaden McDaniels. I mean, they're just all time the biggest people on the court if Jackson Hayes isn't on the floor. So I think we have to figure that out. But I think JJ is smart. I think he'll make adjustments. And I also think the supporting cast will play better. I think it was just a bad game one. You don't like to start that bad, but I think we can bounce back.
Yeah, Mike, is it still Lakers in 5?
Of course. I agree exactly with Mario. I think Luka's young enough and talented enough to kind of take this playoff series and kind of take command of it and do really good stats every single game. Whereas
He's going to do good stats.
He's gonna
That's
put
what
up.
Luka does.
he's doing
He's
good
gonna-
stats.
He does
He's
good
gonna put up
stats.
productive numbers, and I think it'll take the supporting cast, if you will, the LeBron and company to catch up and get back to their usual playoff form. LeBron James being the most one of the most clutch human beings of all time will definitely get back to that form. And yeah, Lakers in 5, baby.
Yeah, I'm not.
Lakers in 6. I'm saying it.
No, I'm not worried at all.
You said that real weird.
I think I may have forgotten who Anthony Edwards is.
Yeah.
Because he's him. I mean, he's one of the only young superstars that's really
He's
about it in
classless.
the playoffs, too. I mean, you saw it with the Team USA footage as well, to where all the OGs and the GOATs, Anthony Edwards has no filter. He doesn't care. He was talking to Barack Obama like he was just.
I mean, we also saw this exact same thing last year.
Yeah, no, same thing. Him and Luka are the two young guys in the league who the playoffs they don't shy away from it. And they've continually been able to do it. So it doesn't surprise me that even on the road in game 1, Anthony Edwards was turned up, played insane defense the entire game, and then hit clutch shots throughout. But yeah, I do think you're not going to see an AR and LeBron game at the same time be this terrible.
Yeah.
Because Luka was the only one who could score, and he was the only one whose plus minus wasn't horrendous.
Yeah.
LeBron's was minus 22, Luka's was minus 12. And we lost by 22. So Luka was just everything for this team, which it obviously can't be to win. But I don't think that'll happen again. And I do think JJ Redick has a lot of adjusting to do with the lineup and the pairings he put with this team, because he was putting in. I mean, Gabe Vincent had 25 minutes. Dorian Finney-Smith had 33, and that's fine and all. But I don't know, Rui with 30. I think you need to get some of the other guys some minutes and just stick with a solid core. It's the playoffs. You kind of run him in and sub it. Yeah, I don't like the way he was really, really letting the bench guys like go in as often in like different squads, and it just kept throwing off the rhythm. But I guess maybe it's because they had no rhythm, so he was trying to switch it up. We'll see what he does in game 2, but I think he has a lot to improve on if we want to, make this a quick thing and not go to 7 games. I know you thought this was gonna be a longer series regardless.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's really new here. It was the Lakers outside their big three. I know you guys said LeBron and AR didn't play great. I mean, as the big three scored 72 points, I think that's going to be, they'll score 70 to 80 pretty much averagely. Luka will go down, and LeBron will go up. AR will go regardless around, in my opinion. It's everyone else. I mean, they had 18 points. Besides Dalton Knecht, who doesn't really count. He played the last 7 seconds. They had 18 points with the rest of their team. That's just there's no chance you're going to win ever doing that, especially with not being a great defensive team like they are. I just don't think without their people around them playing well, they could win these type of long series. And I just need someone to step up, whether it's Rui playing more or whether it's Jackson Hayes being in the lineup. I just don't think, maybe you get 85 points out of those 3. You still need.
I don't even think the points. The others need to score, but the way this game was kind of set up, LeBron wasn't scoring or assisting, or even rebounding.
No,
he was kind of doing nothing. And so the one thing that stands out to me is Luka had 1 assist. And that's not on him because he wasn't passing the ball.
Means
it's
no one else
literally
is
he was
doing
passing
anything.
to LeBron and AR, and they were not making shots.
Yeah.
So he kind of had to just throw everything out and just go score a shitload in the second half. And there was no other team aspect of playing the game. And I think that all comes back to how LeBron plays. Because you've seen with this team, when LeBron's playing well, him and Luka are going to have double-digit assists and have 27 to 35 points. So I think if you get back into that form, the other guys, they don't need to make shots for themselves. You stand in the corner and just shoot the ball.
I think another thing too, LeBron is very vocal. Luka more leads by his play. We just were out of sorts, on the court defensively, in our formation and our switches. LeBron usually is the one, the coach on the court who kind of directs everything, and I just think everything was just off. I think that I kind of agree with Ryan. The scoring will probably be the same with the big 3, but it's just how we play total team defense has to step up. I think if that steps up, we don't let Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels each go for 20. I think then all of a sudden now we have real chances to win the game. So I think that's what needs to change, not so much the scoring. Because Luka probably won't go. Maybe he does go for 37 every game. I know his playoff points per game is over 30.
Belligerent, yeah.
So maybe he does, and then LeBron should go for 20 every game.
For sure. Yeah, LeBron scores a little more, and then I think Luka's assists. At the end of the day.
and
And
it's
LeBron.
just-
If Luka and LeBron average or combine for 6 assists, we're going to lose the game.
Yeah.
100% of the time. It doesn't matter what.
Unless they both
whether
go
it's
for-
to each other, I don't
Unless
care.
they both go for 50.
They could just do the Kyrie LeBron in the old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess looking around the rest of the playoffs, there's a couple series that look interesting.
Yeah.
A couple that have potential to be complete blowouts. I don't think any of us were really surprised about the Thunder, the Cavs, or the Celtics.
I was blown away by the Thunder. I didn't think anywhere in the history of playoffs you can win by 51 points. That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I've never seen an NBA
That was
playoff
a-
caliber team make it to the playoffs and lose by 51 points.
Yeah, 51 points is a lot.
That guy was just.
I think it was just a perfect storm. You have a Thunder team who, whether you believe it or not, statistically is one of the most productive offensive scoring teams ever
in the history.
And then you have a Grizzlies team, which is, barely snuck into the playoffs and
terrible.
had the worst shooting performance they've ever had.
No, I know, it's just-
so it's just a perfect storm.
This is
I don't
crazy.
think I don't think the Thunder are going to win by 50 every game. I think actually a couple games will be really close. If the Thunder sweep, sure, it could be like the Lakers, 2 years ago, where every game they're leading in the fourth quarter and then lose to Denver in a sweep. But I don't know. That wasn't really that surprising.
Alright.
I don't know.
Yeah, and the Cavs and the Celtics, those
Yeah,
series are
I
going to
mean,
be
they said
chalk.
they're going to walk to the East.
Pacers, Bucks.
Wait for Dame
I
to
like
come
the
back.
Pacers. I saw Dame was chirping. When's he coming back?
It's supposed to
Game
be game 3. So when they come home.
So they're going to be down 2-0.
Yeah.
Do you think
And then
Do you think it makes any difference?
A Dame plays?
Yeah.
100%.
On the result of the series. Do the Pacers not move on because Damian Lillard is coming back game 3 from injury?
I don't know if it's you can say yes they're moving on or no they're not. I just think the Bucks with this roster, they have maybe a 15-20% chance of beating the Pacers if Dame isn't playing. I think with him playing, all of a sudden it's a coin flip. So I think Dame's really significant
Ryan, do you think the Bucks have a shot at winning the series?
100% when Dame comes back. They can win 4 straight against this. This Pacers team's very streaky. I mean, there's no one that talented on their team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Halliburton's all right. They're never going to keep up with, if Dame and Giannis are playing just normally, like Dame averaged 25 this year, Giannis averaged, 28 or whatever it was, they're never going to keep up with them too. And also the guys around them will score like Brook Lopez and everything, in my opinion. So because Dame is on the floor and actually being a true point guard. So I just think with them two, they could definitely beat this team easily.
At least keep it close, and I just trust Dame and Giannis
But also
in
Dame's
a close game
Dame
to
hasn't
close
played
it
a
out
game,
versus Tyrese Halliburton, who, I mean, Pacers killed him, but I mean, every game he goes for like 10 points.
I mean, yeah.
Like, he's just a strange.
If they lose in 6, Dame is like rusty and has been hurt or out, whatever. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think Dame's the kind of guy you want to like get chirping and like give him like any fuel to the
would love
fire.
that.
It's kind of tough though. Like Dame's usually good in a playoff series, maybe if he's healthy, but we're not talking about a guy that's ever been particularly successful in winning playoff series.
Oh,
like
winning.
any bit deep into
I mean, he'd always run into the Warriors.
Yeah.
or
when he went to
anyone he played. Yeah, I mean like
the
when
Warriors.
The Warriors.
3
is that
times in a row.
the only
Yeah.
team he's ever played
No,
in the playoffs?
no, he lost to.
I'm pretty sure he's lost to
one
like a couple other teams as
I think he
well.
lost to the Nuggets one year.
I mean,
It's always like a good team. Like they'd always win like the first round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they went to West Conference Finals, got
yeah, I know.
I mean, he like walked off against the Rockets, a game winner.
Thunder.
They'd always
Against Paul
Thunder.
George.
I mean, like he'd always win round one, and then
That's what I'm saying,
The
for-
story of his career was like him and CJ would go for 40 and lose to KD, Clay, and Steph. Like,
Totally. Yeah, I just don't think this Bucks team, like, I don't think Giannis is the type of guy, unless it's a perfect storm, that he's going to win his team playoff series. Like, he won a championship, and outside of that, the East has kind of been run elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like, and he's been considered one of the best players in the league for the last, 6 years? 5 years? And he made one great run. He did win a championship, so he's forever a champion.
Yeah.
But it's like, and Dame, sure, obviously he ran into some of the most powerful teams ever in the West. That's really how the West has been the last 15 years.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I just don't think this team has it in them. I think the winner of this series gets smacked around
100%.
by the Cavaliers regardless. But yeah, we'll see when Dame comes back for sure. The Pistons made it interesting today, tying it up with the Knicks. I know Ryan's a big Cade Cunningham guy.
Big
What'd you
Cade
see
Cunningham.
He has Cade over Steph.
which is crazy.
Right now, I think Cade's better than Steph.
Take.
Let us know in the comments
Yeah,
if you
what
agree
take.
that Cade Cunningham is a better basketball player than Steph Curry currently, like in these playoffs.
After Steph just went for.
No, we don't need to bring up
Cade just
stats
went
on
for
that.
33 and 12. We can talk about it. In the Garden, it's tough. Yeah, it's perfect storm. I think Pistons should have won game 1. They choked it away because they're young. It happens in these playoffs. We saw it with the Thunder last year. When you're a young team, the Rockets, when you're a young team, you come into the playoffs, you don't score, you get scary, you shoot worse than you ever shoot. They finally settled down this game, and Cade actually had a normal game, like back to form instead of whatever the hell was the first game. So I think a 7-game series would go back and forth. They split with the New York going back home. It was a dream for the Pistons, I think.
Mike, do the bad boy Pistons have a shot at winning the series?
I mean, historically, yes, of course.
That's well said. Celtics are going to win. We don't need to talk about that. I think one of the more interesting series is this Rockets-Warriors one. Specifically because, if we're talking about who's better right now, Steph hasn't lost a game yet. So, Cade has lost a game.
Facts.
Steph hasn't lost a game. Mario, do the Rockets have any shot at not getting swept here?
Yes, they have a shot at not getting swept. 100%. Yeah, these young teams, like, not to repeat too much what Ryan said, but when they're not seeing the ball fall through the hoop, they decide to press and keep going instead of settling down and trying to work the ball around, find higher percentage shots.
Dumbasses.
You could say that.
It's a good word.
So I
Very
think
Skip Bayless-esque word.
yeah.
The Yellow Bayless.
Ah,
Wow.
Make that a caption.
wow.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yellow Bayless.
Skip to my Lou Yoon. Yeah, but I think for sure they'll get at least one game off the Warriors. I could see them winning this next game and then kind of losing out. But yeah, there's no way they shoot that poorly again.
Yeah, the Rockets are the perfect example of a team, I think, that is why the NBA has some problems with viewership in the regular season, especially, to where a 2 seed is so much more of an, of less likely to win the finals than the 7 seed they're going up against. And it's strictly because of a late season acquisition by the 7 seed combined with regular season wins really not translating 1-to-1 with how good the team actually is. Like the Rockets won a bunch of games in the regular season, and I don't think anyone had any illusions of their ability to make it far in these playoffs.
Yeah.
I think game 1 was kind of a microcosm of that. You can have a lot of really good young players who play really hard and play every game in the regular season and end up just losing in 4 or 5 games in the playoffs, and it just moves on to next season. It's because a lot of the superstars don't play a lot or move around at the end of the year. I think it's a big problem for the NBA, but yeah, I think the series is going to be over in 4. I know Houston will be favored this next game. I think they're favored by a couple of points. I don't think it's going to matter. They have Steph Curry. Jalen Green's not going to do much.
Yeah, I mean, I think Houston. I think next game will tell me more. Shooting the worst game of your life in your first playoff game is kind of tough to go by. There's really nothing you could do. If they do it again or just lose outright to a better Warriors team, then I'd throw in the towel. But I am not yet throwing in the towel on this Houston team. I think it'll go deeper.
You're holding
than people
out.
think.
Keep the towel.
I'm going to hold out.
Is there a shot they win?
Yes, definitely a shot they
series.
win. Yeah. They're
Wow.
definitely a shot they win.
All right, and then the last series we got to talk about. We're filming this Monday night. This is going out Tuesday morning, and we just watched the end of the Nuggets and Clippers game. Series is now tied 1-1. Our guy Ty Lue got a big win thanks
Shout out
to
Ty Lue.
Kawhi Leonard going berserk. 39 points, 15 of 19 from the field. I've heard a lot of different takes from not only us on the panel, but people we've talked to about this series. On one hand, you obviously have the best player in the world in Jokic. With a team without a coach, some people think that doesn't matter. And the Clippers now, like healthy Kawhi Leonard, adds a very, very interesting mix to the series.
Yeah.
This is the best series.
Mario, what do you think is going to happen? If you had to make a prediction right now, who wins this series and how many games?
I think Denver wins in 7. I think Clippers are a better team, but just late games, I just don't trust them. They just seem like, especially the supporting cast outside of James Harden and Kawhi Leonard.
Norman Powell.
I mean, Norman hit a
Playoff
clutch shot, but it just seems like the whole just like speed of this team, like they just play a little too fast. They don't know yet how to like settle down and hold the ball and just go close out a game. They make it a little too sweaty for my liking.
The James Harden experience.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I knew this series would be close because we haven't really seen Kawhi and James Harden both fully healthy.
Yep.
And there's not, like teams in general just haven't seen a lot of footage or play time with this team fully healthy. So I knew like it was going to be hard for teams to kind of figure it out, and especially a team that doesn't have a coach, try to figure out and game plan and adjust game to game. So I think that's the biggest advantage for the Clippers. But I think Denver they'll figure it out. Something about it.
Nuggets in 7, Mike.
I mean, Clippers as an organization historically,
As an exorbitation.
and an organization. I mean, they want to lose. They've historically never won anything. They're not gonna win anything for the foreseeable future.
Not wrong.
Probably true.
I despise them and their fraudulent teams in the greater Los Angeles County. So, get out of my neighborhood and you're not gonna win.
Get out of your hood.
Get out of my hood and Denver in 5.
Okay, Denver in
Wow,
5.
that's
Ryan,
crazy.
who wins
Get out
how
of my
many
head.
games?
Clippers in 6. I think they come home and win. I think they win the next 2 games. I actually think they played better every game. They've actually like a lot better. They've been up by like 8-12 every game and kind of, Mario said, choked it at the game. I think this is one of the games where if you choke it, you're completely screwed.
Yeah.
But the fact that they won it in Denver is so big. And if they win this game 3, which I think they will pretty easily, I mean, I just think right now I think their players as a whole are performing better than the Nuggets. The Nuggets look scattered. Like Jokic looks upset sometimes. Jamal Murray doesn't look like Jamal Murray right now. Like
It's not playoff Jamal.
yeah, playoff
It's
Jamal.
just
So
regular Jamal.
I
and
haven't
he's
seen
making
playoff Jamal in a while. He wasn't even him in the Summer Olympics. No.
yeah. So I think I think the Clippers actually do it in 6. I think they'll do it at home. They get to come home and win it. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know who wins this series.
It's tough.
I'm going to say Clippers in 7, but I don't want the Clippers to win necessarily. I just don't trust the Nuggets. I mean, I think they had their run. They were extremely dominant in the West for a while. And then I think Luka kind of took the throne last year in the playoffs. And now with the firing of the coach and Jamal Murray not being as dominant as he was, I just don't know if you have enough juice around Jokic to go through these actual superstar teams in the West. Probably 5 of them, I think, would absolutely run through the vast majority of the East. So I don't know. I'm going to say Clippers in 7. But I think the winner of this series moves on to the Western Conference Finals for sure.
I agree.
And so you think the Thunder are just
I will
done.
bet any amount of money that the Thunder beat either one of these teams.
I thought you were saying earlier today the Thunder are going to win the championship.
I was.
You changed your mind.
If Clippers win,
I'll be taking any
because
bets.
if Clippers win this series, then I'll instill some trust into them.
Yeah.
I can't trust them yet.
Yeah.
They're better than Denver, but I just can't trust that they'll actually like go out and do it.
Yeah.
So if they get one under their belt, don't let Kawhi and James, because Kawhi knows how to do it. James can play well, and then Kawhi, if he gets a little
He's done it 3
steamrolling.
times.
At risk of sounding too much like the same people who pick the Clippers to win series every single season,
Yeah.
I'm still going to say this, but the Clippers, when they got their pieces, were considered one of the favorites in the West and one of the favorites to win the championship for a reason. Healthy Kawhi Leonard is something that you could probably put him as a top 2 or 3 guard in all of basketball. I mean, we saw him win a championship. We've seen him, if he didn't get hurt, like you said earlier, he might have 3 championships on his, to his name right now. And he looked scary. And I know he has flashes when he's coming back from injury of looking scary and then looking very pedestrian. But I'm with you, where if the Clippers, I think, beat this Nuggets team that's been really dominant in the West for the last 4 seasons and go into playing a really hot but young Thunder team, that could cause a lot of problems because Kawhi's going to be the best player in the series, in the playoffs.
No.
I will see, obviously, hopefully, if they get to play each other. But I'm healthy Kawhi Leonard in a playoff series versus a young Shai coming off of a huge scoring season. I mean, he had the very similar season last year. He's averaged a few more points per game this year. But, I mean, I think the Clippers are more equipped for that. And then same with the Nuggets. I mean, Jokic, once he gets on a run in the playoffs, typically doesn't go out extremely early. He likes to stick around for quite some time and make things series and games and potentially win a championship. So, yeah, I think the winner of this series is in a really interesting spot in the bracket, particularly. But is there anything else in the playoffs you guys wanted to point out before we go talk some NFL draft for tomorrow?
No, I mean, that's pretty chalk.
Yeah,
Nothing crazy.
I think just the Lakers is the one that obviously we're watching closely. Let us know in the comments. Is there any shot the Lakers lose? Like, I don't see a world where the Lakers don't win in 5, but let us know if you think there's a shot. It could be Lakers in 6 instead of 5.
Can Lakers lose at all?
Doubt it.
What do you mean? Like another game?
10%.
I don't think it's likely we lose another game. I think it's
No,
probably
you already
like,
said that. Lose the series.
no, what?
So there's no percent chance, like 0% chance in your brain the Lakers can lose the series.
No. I mean, like we're in the championship no matter what. But what I'm saying is, do we win in 5 or 6 games for this series?
Yeah.
5.
Is what worries me because I want to be able to keep saying Lakers in 5 throughout the playoffs. I don't want to sweep. I want a gentleman's sweep.
I mean, in what way is
Keep
it
it like
not
a
Lakers
gentleman.
in 5?
Because also Lakers can play only 5 games this series. That is true.
I know, and that's what I think is going to happen. I think
We go on a 4-win streak and then, it's
Yeah, I
over.
think you just get back to form after a little hiccup. But
Yes.
let us know in the comments. Is there any world the Lakers lose 1 game in this series more? Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Subscribe if you're new here. Like the video. Share with a friend. And stick around because we got the NFL draft this week on top of the NBA playoffs. And I think we're going to talk WrestleMania too. Don't ask why.
Oh,
We've been
yeah.
watching the
Oh, there
video.
we go.